bring quick results. Quick results. I would like S in results. Now, praying with understanding. Praying. Now, I have never told you that prayer should be learned. Prayer should be learned. Now, some people don't learn prayer, but they are praying. If you are praying prayer, learn prayer. Now, when you learn prayer, you pray with understanding. Understanding will teach you what else you will do to make a particular prayer more efficacious and powerful. Let me say again. I said learning prayer will help you to know a prayer you will pray, what you should add to a prayer to make it quick, more efficacious and powerful. When you are learning prayer, for instance, there are prayer you pray with 40 hours of fast, no water, no food, and you don't want to talk to anybody. Now, there are prayer you pray, fasting, no water, and you don't want to open your eyes. That's another one. You have understanding. Now, there are some you pray long, not with dry fast, but eating once. Now, there are some you groan, you do deep praying. Not all. Don't forget, when you are into long fast like dry, you might not really groan, but you don't have energy. That is different from when you are breaking once and you are into deep fast, into deep groaning, because you have little energy to groan. Now, it depends on what you are asking God to do for you. There are also prayer you want to pray, you involve another person, one person. You say, I want to do this 7 days fasting, and I want you to join me. Even if it's 1 hour. A sister in the church. It's a kind of prayer. You want another person to contribute voice to that desire. There are some, when you want to pray it, you involve the altar or you involve me. You will say, Shepherd, I want to do 7 days fasting on this issue, and I want you to know about it. And this is my seed. Then I will say, how long? You say 7 days. Then he said, can you conclude for me after the 3rd day? And I said, why not? It's a secret. How many patterns have I called? Many patterns. Many. Have I not mentioned many? Like how many did I mention? I mentioned many. It's not every prayer you pray alone. No. It doesn't say it doesn't concern any other person. No. Let me give you an example. It was necessary for Eli to conclude the prayer of Anna. Because that altar was the altar of Eli. Not Anna's altar. Hannah's altar. There are some, when you are praying, you involve your head. That is your husband. He said, I'm going to do this fasting and I want you to agree with me over family issue. Over family. Yes, that family, that issue. That issue is family issue, so you must involve him. He might not fast, but he should be involved because his voice is needed. That something is called voice. There is a request you will bring to an altar continuously. You will find people who that altar listen to their voice, or people who have brought so much gift to that altar. When people bring so much gift to an altar, the altar will start paying attention to their voice. The angel of the altar pays attention to their voice. Don't say you can pray. They are not preventing you from praying, but they can add to your own voice. This makes the result quick. But let me stop this way. It depends on the type. On what you want God to do for you. Depends on the type of prayer you want to what you will do. There are very strong desires that will require 3 of them at a time. Dry fast, another voice, strength of the altar, shepherd. You want to do mobilization. You can even give somebody 2,000, another person 5, and say, join me in this. It's not bribing, but you're motivating the person to join you in this prayer. Don't stay with that thing alone. Did you clap hand for what I just said? Huh? Are you clapping? Now, there are certain desires you bring to God in certain meetings. In certain, like we're going to have Passover service and it's combined. When there is combined, the regionals has come. The other deacons from other branches has come. And then, so we have more candles. We have, yes. That is why when we go to Galilee, we have more candles. And then, secondly, the land is the traditional ground of immortality. It doesn't lose it. I say it doesn't. No, it doesn't lose it. Now, I have here the importance of open confession. It is still as related to prayer. Now, please, I would like you to listen. If you have more good people in your company, it gives God opportunity to give you a miracle. I said, if you have a lot of good people in your company, it gives God, it provides opportunity for God to move you forward easily. Now, don't forget, somebody who is loved by saints can be hated by God. Let me say again. Somebody who is loved by saints, it is an achievement for saints to love you. And one of the ways to make saints to love you is to be humble to them. Pride is a great evil. Sometimes it looks like nonchalant, but it can't. What do I say? But it can't, yes. Now you didn't greet that sister you're supposed to greet very well. She didn't tell you anything, but she knows that you didn't greet her the way you're supposed to greet her. Now, she doesn't feel loved for you. something is called feel loved. She doesn't feel loved for you. And that feeling she's having for you counts. There's one day I was teaching, in our relationship with God, like in the law, the 10 tablets, the 10 commandments, it is only 4 that connect us to God. 6 connect us to ourselves. 6. And then it is the law that binds us to God. So our relationship with ourselves is more important to God than our relationship with God. Did you clap hand for what I just said? You're not clapping your hand. It's like you didn't get it. Somebody's action can trigger God to bless you. An action of somebody in the church. Let me repeat what I said before. It's an achievement. It's an achievement for you to be loved by saints. So I said something about open confession. Open confession is coming in front of the church, and sometimes it looks controversial, but to come and say something that you didn't do very well. Nothing brings mercy to people like that. It might be something you didn't do very well. You still brought it as part of your testimony and accept the blame openly. It's an act of humility. Now, if it is a sin, the moment it's said openly, it will be cleansed instantly. You might not give details because you might not trust people. But you must find a way of bringing it so that it can be washed. Nothing. Don't forget, in this meeting where we are here, we are in this meeting with ourselves, and we are with God. Open confession attracts favor. It's not even about human being. It's about spirits. It's about God. Now, in healing meetings, people confess it. People say it out. People unburden their heart. Now, when the heart is unburdened, healing starts. Particularly in the open. Now, sickness stay when acrimony and grudges twist people in your heart. When you keep people in your heart, 1 or 2 persons, they get twisted at the center of your heart. And then when that lasts long, it will start attracting sickness in you. It will make you nervous within, and you leave peace. Now when that happens, a door is open unto delay. A door is open unto acrimony. A door is open unto sicknesses. Now, but when you confess, like there's something I also call the gain of exposing yourself before saints. You say to that woman, I really miss it. I don't supposed to treat you that way I treated you. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about it. I'm sorry about it. Please forgive me about it. Now, this I'm talking about does not make you smaller than yourself. It just makes you a saint. Do you know what happens when people see you there? What they feel about you when you're trying to come into the church and they're looking at you from somewhere and you don't see them. There are people that are so much admired when they are seen by saints. They enter into church with perfume to heal others. I say, Mama, how are you now? This one, your face is like this. I brought something for you. I want you to support me in this prayer. You take her by the hand. And then bring small 2,000. And so I want you to agree with me on the altar over this. And then while you're trying to go out of that door, you hold hand with her and said, you take her hand by your hand and put it here. I said, this is like this place is spending me. I want you to pray on it. The lady will believe in herself and pray on it and will love you. It doesn't make you smaller. It makes you very attractive. And then you call and say, Mama, come. There is a food I made, and I want you to come and see where I'm living. And then she followed you to that place. And then you serve her the food and you talk intimately. In Messianic days, there are intimacy. Messianic people relate with themselves. They don't fight with themselves because they are already in a team. I said they are. They are already. Why? This is a team. That we're already in a team. We already, and then we have focus. We are focusing on raise an altar for the capital Messiah. So we are not in between ourselves. We are with ourselves in one team. You cannot be looking for warmth outside when you have somebody inside that can give you warmth. And you need warmth. The best time, one of the best time in life is when you feel like loving somebody. That thing I said on the gain of exposing your weakness before sense. I have left open confession. There must be somebody you don't lie to. The church is not a free place, and we should not be completely free because there are strangers in church. But there are people we must trust. Maybe not completely, but to an extent. Am I saying something? Am I saying something? What I mean is, 1 or 2, 3 persons must know some things about you privately. Particularly if God reveals them and asks you to trust them. Even before God revealed them, you discover that you love this person. Don't wait for God. Now, your spirit accept this person is a sign that God is trying to tell you to love her or him. And then you start like a relationship, not born from trying to take something from somebody, but from giving. Now that is God's way. Remember that in 17 of Exodus, Moses and Hur and Aaron were there in that mountain. They were looking at themselves. It wasn't only praying, there was a relationship, there was a feeling. All those women that were in Jesus' team, they didn't only relate with Jesus, they related with themselves. Because they were having the same body. You can be here now and you discover that a particular sister loves Locust Army so much, and you know it, huh? And you love her because of that way she loved the church, huh? I say you love her because of, why not? And then you choose to identify with somebody who loves God that way. We cannot finish with it. Now, I brought it because God asked me to bring it. You know, it's not my type of preaching. This is not mystery. I say it's not my. It's not my type. But it's important. And then it's making some of us uncomfortable